actually the better you are as a manager, or the better your manager is if they're looking after you, the more enjoyable that time is going to be. Yeah. So we sort of tongue-in-cheek say, ridding the world of poor managers one at a time. It's kind of what we're trying to do. But genuinely, it's about people who look after others, your greatest resource, and wanting them to really be good at what they do and enjoy what they do.
Yeah. And most people don't even know that's an option, do they? They become a manager because they're quite good at something, so they get promoted up and they manage how they've been managed. And I think for me, the biggest moments when I've done training is I've got a choice about how I do this. I could have conversations in different ways. Wow, okay. So I don't need to do it how it was done to me. I can do it a different way. Yeah. And I can think about that. I can be myself. And yeah, I don't think people mean to be bad managers.
No,
they really don't.
Definitely.
They don't go to work to think, right, how can I make my team most miserable? Mm-hmm. They go to work to try and get a job done, but because they know what they know, and with our programmes we can introduce them to different ways of thinking about it and different options. Oh yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, because you come across people who have maybe spent 15, 20 years honing a really technical skill, be that engineering, law, accountancy, and suddenly you get really good at that, so someone says, I'll have a team to manage. And you sort of do that in your spare time.
Yes.
You think, well, my primary role is to do this, and if I've got some spare time, I'll talk to my staff. They don't actually recognise that the focus has to change. That's got to be the key part of what you do, and everything else almost comes secondary to that.
And that's a real challenge when you spent 15 years being a great engineer.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to lose all my skills. They won't do it as well as me. No, I don't like this at all. And that's when they need the support and encouragement to face those challenges and find their way of doing it.
Yeah. Their time to say, I'm going to take my skills and knowledge and I'm going to share it with the next generation. But that doesn't always come easily for some people. No. And here we are, 12 years later, actually, we've made something of it. And it's always been about the people. It's been about bringing what we can, as I said earlier, to make people enjoy or help people enjoy what they do at work. Mm-hmm. So, whether it was inspired idea, whether it was slightly mad, but we turned up here day one, a couple of desks, a couple of computers. I thought we're going to give this a go, and it's been brilliant. We love what we do.
Yeah, and a few challenges along the way.
We've had several along the way, as you do with running any business.
Yeah, but staying true to what you set it up for, and I came in a couple of years later, true to what we do, and it isn't about box ticking or just going through the motions. It really is from the moment you started. It was about doing this slightly differently and getting the right clients to work with who also believe that, because that's critical. Everyone needs to be on side. Anyone who is successful in one of our programs, there's a whole support team behind them, don't they?
Yeah.
So that engagement with the clients and partnership is what we talk about, and really we spend a lot of time on that as well.
Yeah. Well, we hear that term a lot. They're a lighthouse company.
Yeah.
And what that means is they think the same way as us. They really want to inspire and motivate. We're not in the market of people being sent to us to be trained. It's not a remedial school. Mm-hmm. Actually, people who turn up to us, 99.9% of them are here because they want to be here. They want to learn, and that's what brings out the passion in what we do. Mm.
And even if they have been sent initially, by the time they've had a couple of conversations with people to really kind of, what would you like to get out of this programme? And lots of people come with fear. There's no question about that. Am I going to look stupid? Am I going to know? Am I going to be told I'm a bad manager? There's all sorts of stuff that we know. People come in, they're quite, sort of anxious about it. But a few chats with the tutors initially, and we can then, even if they have initially been sent, can turn them around. Actually, I could get something out of this. I could enjoy my job. I could help my team. So, yeah, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. And sometimes it's just the little things with people, what we call the lightbulb moments, where someone just gets it. And you go, I hadn't thought about it that way. Yeah. They're the moments that, Charlie, you call them you love your job days.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You almost skip home and think, I've really helped someone get it today. That's what makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, and then they come back the next month and say, that thing we talked about, I went and did it. And either it was really good, or actually it was a disaster. Help me. What do I do? I didn't get it right. I didn't feel comfortable. Let's, how can I do it again differently this month? And it's just people that are willing to make the effort and put themselves out of their comfort zones and, push themselves a bit, and then they really get results.
And actually, our decision to move into management apprenticeships wasn't taken lightly. Yeah. We'd always avoided apprenticeships because they've been quite prescribed. They've been about, yes, that person can do the job. So what we saw with the standards was the opportunity to bring the Lighthouse way to a sort of prescribed programme.
Yeah.
And we don't take the easy route. We've actually made it quite difficult for ourselves in some ways. But we want to keep that passion, that energy, and we almost see the apprenticeship element as secondary.
Yeah.
We want to understand the people, what they want to get out of it, help them get there. It's our job to then fit that into the apprenticeship criteria.
And that keeps us going, because we do review it, really are we going to do this? It's so difficult, but every time we come back to that, don't we? We can work with people that we couldn't work with if it was purely commercial. And so this allows us to do what we wanted to do. So when the logical head says, really, this isn't a great idea, the heart goes, no, but we can reach people we couldn't otherwise, so we're going to carry on and find a way.
And again, it's choosing to work with companies who share that ethos. As I say, we don't work with companies who just want to tick a box. We work with companies who really want to develop their people. And Charlie, you talked about partnerships.
Yes.
We really are in it together. We'll do our bit, but the business has got to do their bit. The line managers have got to do their bit in order to make it successful. It can't just be people being sent.
Yeah, over to you. Send them back when they're sorted.
Yes.
Doesn't work like that.
Started to sort of get into other funded options. So the CITB, we've been working with them now for probably about 6-8 months, helping people deliver it, again, staying core to what we're good at. So we're not going to start doing forklift driving or confined spaces. We're all about doing the management stuff. So we've picked the courses that we can do really well. That allows people who pay into the CITB to then claim back some of that funding towards developing the staff. And again, we want to work with the companies who really value developing the staff, not the ones who just want to tick a box.
So that's been some companies sending a few people on lots of different courses, but it's also been a partnership with 1 or 2 clients, hasn't it? So, right, let's do a whole programme. So these are all the things that we can use our CITB levy for. Let's create a programme with you. So it can be both ends of the scale. Yeah,
and again, really useful CPD. We're seeing some companies are sending the same people on multiple courses. So they're starting to get that value from that. And they're, again, I would hope coming to us, because we actually make them work quite hard. I think in that industry, a lot of people are used to going along and listening to someone talk at them for a day. And actually the first thing we do is challenge them. And they're a little bit like,
this is going to be
I was going to have to work. But actually, some people will disengage from that because they just want to tick a box, and that's fine. But the ones who keep coming back are saying, actually, that was really interesting, not what they expected. So we're loving that approach.